What is happening, Carib Boys and girls? This is your boy Carib Boy with another Pokemon TCG video. And what we're looking at today is the latest set, Temporal Forces. And right now, what stands as the top 10 most expensive cards from this set. Alright? I will tell you that it is full of special illustration rares and one A-spec. So let's see what those cards are. Let's get right into it. Coming in at number 10, we have the Iron Boulder EX. That lovely Iron Boy there, future Pokemon. People look at it and decide to play it. People talk about playing this card, but I haven't really seen it in action yet. I've seen a little text here and there. And they say that it should do good, but I haven't seen it yet. So we will see in time. All right. So this card is coming in at USD price, market price of $26.31, which translates to about 170 TTD dollars. Nice place to start with number 10. Some people might call it affordable. Newer collectors or people to the hobby might consider, whoa, a card boy, $170. But that is the price it's standing at right now. Number 10, Iron Boulder EX. Coming in at number 9, we have the full art Eerie, looking all devious there in the art, a nice piece of art. And this card is Disruption Central, Disruption City. Your opponent reveals their hand and you discard up to 2 item cards you find there. A very useful card. I even have a copy in my Charizard deck here. And this card stands at a market price on TCG Player of $30.92 US, which translates to about 216 TTD dollars. I'm rounding off the price to the closest dollar. So that'll sense almost sense than 216, but you know, less than 50. So we'll call it 216 TTD dollars. Good card there. Coming in at number 8, we have our lone A-spec in the dance here. We have the Prime Catcher. Very useful card in the meta right now. Every player wants a copy of this card. It is very scarce right now. Switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon to the active spot. If you do, switch one of your active Pokemon with one of your bench. So kind of cross switcher, but one card and a spec, so you could only have one A deck. This card is standing at USD market price $28.46, which translates to TTD dollars of $199. We could safely say $200, but it is so scarce. This card has sold recently up to 400 TTD dollars, twice its market price, and I mean rightfully so. As we say, a card is only worth what a player or person is willing to pay for it. So hey, people buying it at 400, they want it, they pay for it, they get it. Simple as that. All right. Coming in at number 7, we have the sought after full art special illustration rare Bianca's Devotion. Heal all damage from one of your Pokemon that has 30 HP or less remaining. Very beautiful card there. And it stands at a market price of US dollars $32.76, which translates to a $229 TT. Safely say 230. And well, people will call what they want for it. Number 7, 10987. Right. Halfway mark. Coming in at number 6, we have the special illustration rare of Iron Leaves EX. With that rapid Vernier, when you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench during your turn, you may switch it with your active Pokemon. If you do, you may move any amount of energy from your other Pokemon to this Pokemon, 2 grass energy and a colorless. Prism Edge, 180 damage. During your next turn, this Pokemon can't attack. This is right now the Charizard counter. Charizard weakness is grass, so it hits it for weakness, 360 damage there, knocking out any Charizard, even with a hero's cape on it. So we have the, sorry, 360, yes. Heroescape takes Charizard up to 430, so my mistake. It will not knock out Charizard with Heroescape on it. Sorry, my bad. And this card is standing at a market price US $44.74, which translates to TT dollars $313. Expensive cards here. If you want to bling out your deck, now there are lower rarity versions of these cards available, but you're seeing here high collectability, high playability. No wonder why these cards are ruling the price list right now. So passing the halfway mark, coming in at number 5, we have the Gan Fire EX, looking all devious in the bush there, ready to pounce on his opponent or its prey. And this is a beautiful card. When the card dropped in Japan, a Gan Fire straight EX deck, Gan Fire EX straight deck, actually won a big tournament. I obtained cards to try that deck, but I haven't got the opportunity yet. This card does a whopping 260 damage with its big attack, Blaze Blitz. This Pokemon can't use Blaze Blitz until it leaves the active spot. Not next turn, but until it leaves the active spot. So you have to have switching cards to use this. This card is coming in at a market price of US $49.80, which translates to a whopping TTD dollars $349. Not a cheap card if you want to bling out your deck. Imagine you want 3 of this, you're looking at over 1,000 TTD dollars just for a playset, and I still have to build the deck, right? Well, anyhow, people just do what they want, right? Coming in at number 4, we have Walking Wake EX, another beautiful card here, one of the headliners of this set, looking all devious and lovely there on that branch. A lot of love-hate for the ancient art of these Pokemon. I honestly really like them. To me, it makes sense, the whole concept of future and past Pokemon, and they leaning towards, you know, kind of Jurassic Park dinosaur type translations of these images, the look of the Pokemon. I like it. So this here works with poison, I believe. Ability Azure Seas. Damage from attacks used by this Pokemon isn't affected by the effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. So we're looking like a kind of shred the boss through effects like Mimikyu and thing. For 1 water and 2 colorless, Catharsis Raw, 120 plus damage if your opponent's active Pokemon is affected by a special condition. This attack does 120 more, so 240 damage if you couple this with a little poison effect. And this card is standing at a market price US dollars TCG $50.48, which comes in at a local Trinidad and Tobago dollar price of $354. The card's getting a little expensive, all right? It's getting a little expensive, right? So we're moving on. Coming in at number 3, we're almost done. We have the Raging Bolt EX. That long neck from Horizon. They call him the Horizon EX. I love this card. Look at the art on that card. Very beautiful art there. And this is the new Chin Pow with Bellowing Thunder 70 times. You may discard any amount of basic energy from your Pokemon. This attack does 70 damage for each energy discarded in this way. Listen, I face off against this Pokemon with some deck side practice in it, and it is a force to be reckoned with, coupling with Sandy Shocks, I believe, yeah. A nice card here. This card is coming in at a market price on TCG Player of $65.28 US, and this translates to TTD price, Trinidad and Tobago dollars, $457. All of the cards getting expensive up in the higher side here. it getting steamy. All right, and we're moving on. Coming in at number 2, we have Mortys Conviction. You can use this card only if you discard another card from your hand. Draw a card for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So it is a strong draw. A lot of decks now tend to full up their bench. So you're really looking at a draw 5, and you get, sometimes you want a card in your discard, so it can be used strategically in that sense. Also, a favorite Pokemon is featured on the card, Gengar. So I haven't seen much use of this. I don't really use it in my deck, so It's really interesting to see it so high on the price list. Mortys Conviction is coming in at a TCG player market price of $73.99 US. And this translates to a whopping Trinidad and Tobago dollars of $518. My word. I have bought some expensive cards in my time, not to play but for collection. And I still working on my mentality of blinging decks and playing expensive cards. As a collector and a player, it's kind of tough, you know. You want to keep the integrity of your cards fresh, your collection is fresh, and you know, not damaged or whatever. And you know, playing the card kind of runs that risk. But I respect players who don't really make big collections, but they make their decks collectible. I respect that very much. And as a player too, I kind of, you know, I started to want to play full art cards and stuff. So who knows, maybe I might be a deck blinger in time to come. All right, and coming in at number 1, the most expensive card in Temporal Forces currently is the Iron Crown EX. Iron Crown standing up in that 3D, looking all dread, and is a big component of a popular deck right now, the Future Box with Iron Hands, or Future Hands some people call it. Iron Crown just sits on the bench powering up your Iron Hands, and Iron Hands just taking prizes like a madman. You understand? And the ability is Cobalt. Command attacks used by a future Pokemon except Iron Crown EX do 20 more damage. So I've seen people bring out full sets for Iron Crown on the field to boost up their Iron Hands to do major damage. Well, the attack not really important, but for 1 psychic and 2 colorless twin shuttles, this attack does 50 damage to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. This attack damage isn't affected by weakness or resistance or by any effects on those Pokemon. So I believe it cutting through. It might cut through Manaphy in that regard. Yeah. This card on TCG Player, the most expensive card of Temporal Forces right now, end of April 2024, comes in at a market price on TCG Player of $78.43 US, which translates to a $549 TT. My word. And the funny part about this Carib Nation is that TCG Player oftentimes have the lowest market value listed, and when you go to sites that are popular for buying cards of this nature are usually much more expensive because of its rarity and demand. And I've seen Iron Crown now dropping under 100. So to really go out and buy this, unless TCG Player has in stock, you're most likely going to be paying more for it. Look the price on the screen right now. The listed price is $79.99, basically $80, and I seen $5 shipping. So you're looking at spending $85 to get this card. I know, so you're spending close to $600 for this card. So really, the market price is just a formality translating to Trinidad dollars, but in most cases, you're spending more for the card. And there you have it, Carib Nation, the top 10 most expensive cards of Temporal Forces, currently at the end of April 2024 at time of recording. So, what cards you're getting? Are you completing Temporal Forces? Are you master setting Temporal Forces? Do you want to bling out your deck? Let me know in the comments. And if you like what you see and you know what to do, beat up that like button, bust a subscription. This is your boy Carib Boy, out again.